Hello, class. Today, my name is Joseph Manzo. First of all, Joe Manzo for short. We're going to be talking about loanwords and neologisms. Sound fairly complicated, but these are two very simple terms. Now, the first thing we're going to look into, what is a loan word? According to the Oxford Dictionary, English Dictionary, a loan word is a word adopted from a foreign language with little or no modification. Simply, a loan word is a borrowed word. The loan word example I'll be talking about today is the word Kindergarten, which literally means children's garden in German. But now, what is a neologism? According to the Oxford English Dictionary, a neologism is a newly coined word or expression. Simple terms, a newly created word or expression. The neologism I'll be explaining today is the word Butterfingers. But for example, another neologism would be cyberspace. Another newly created word in today's age. Now let's look at the kindergarten etymology. So the use of the word kindergarten started in mid-19th century in German. Kindergarten made its way over to the mainstream use of English in 1840, first being used in 1837 by Friedrich Froebel, which was, I believe, the creator of the dictionary, Merriam-Webster or Oxford, one of those two. Originally meaning children's garden in German, which I explained, which was the concept, ready? So meaning in children's garden originally, the concept of what it meant was a child-centered learning environment fostering natural growth and social development through constructive play with blocks, crayons, songs, and exercise, which basically what it is today, with the pronunciation and spelling being the same. Spelling did undergo some changes, which we'll get into, but the source from that was kindergarten, and it's probably in American English by Jürgen Einshoff. The etymologies of kindergarten were kin, which was starting off. And then the second one that I was able to find on the online etymology was ger, which means to grasp, to grasp. But as we look into the Oxford etymology, we see there was a bunch more, there was a different whole entire spelling of the word. And as you can see, it used to be pronounced Kindergarten, and then it made its way over to kindergarten as we see today. But ready? We don't see this version anymore because we don't see the K or the G capitalized or with the hyphen. Got simplified to kindergarten, and then kindergarten. In 1852, you started seeing the use of kindergarten due to the kindergarten movement, which we'll get into. So during the late 1800s and early 1900s, the industrialization era caused many mothers to join the workforce. A movement was brewing during the time called the kindergarten movement. Day nursery was focused on the child-rearing practices and took the place of the mothers who could not care for their children and were deemed deficient in their motherly duties by society. Day nursery was the time for the quote-unquote kindergarten that you would see today, but it was nothing like you would see today. Mostly mothers just taking care of their children. But in 1873, the expansion of kindergarten began as the first kindergarten opened in St. Louis under the direction of Susan Blow and William T. Harris, and based on Froebel's observations of the mother-child interactions from O'Connor in 1995. So yeah, Froebel saw exactly how mothers were taking care of their child back in the early 1800s, expanded it in a written form of the kindergarten movement, and Susan Blow and William T. Harris really took what he wrote, and made it into what we know today as kindergarten. Now, Butterfinger, the neologism. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, a Butterfinger or Butterfingers is a person who regularly drops or fails to keep a hold of things. For example, Brett Favre had Butterfingers. Now, we look into the Butterfinger etymology. The first generally seen, we see Butterfinger in the form of Butterfingered. Still meant the meaning, as it does today, clumsy in the use of the hands. But the word, as you can see, comes from two words, butter and finger. As you know, butter is a cream obtained by churning milk. And then finger. This is supposed to say finger. Finger and the why of Butterfinger. So the adjective Butterfinger was recorded in the English Husvive, if I'm pronouncing that right, Husvive, the second book of the Country Contentments, printed at London by I.B. for R. Laxon in 1615, by the English author Gervasi Markham, circa 1568-1637. Now, my pronunciation of this will not be good. It is older English. It resents now that I proceed unto corkery itself, which is the dressing and ordering of meat in good and wholesome manner, to which when our housewife shall address herself, she shall be understand that these qualities must accompany it. First, she must cleanly both in body and garments. She must have a quick eye, a curious nose, a perfect taste and ready ear, and she must not be butter-fingered, sweet-toothed, nor faint-hearted. For the first will let eerie thing fall, the second will consume what it should increase, and the last will lose time with no much innocence. Now, the spelling and everything is definitely an older form of English, as you can see. But we do see Butterfingered in there. Very crazy for a 1615 passage, explaining what I believe what is the quote-unquote perfect wife. And here are my works cited. So it seems as if someone wanted a perfect wife, didn't want her to be butterfingered, wanted her smelling amazing. And, not in today's day and age, can't throw a fit. You gotta get what you get. Or just be single. Yeah. So thank you for coming to my presentation on Loanwords and Neologisms. My name is Joseph Manza. Thank you so much.